hopefully my face is in this video. I'm using a new video camera, and yeah, it doesn't have the little flip out thing, so I can't see myself. It's probably gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, so I am making a video today because I straightened my hair. No, that's one of the reasons. I don't have a lot of time to do that stuff anymore because I have a new mom, as you guys know, and he takes up all of my time. But Daddy's home right now and he is being held and he's sleeping, so I decided to make a quick video. I just got back from a postpartum visit. I am 4 weeks postpartum. Like yesterday I think was 4 weeks. So I wanted to do an update because I have written down some of these questions that people asked, and I told you guys that I was going to do a Q&A video going over some of the questions that everybody has about pregnancy and gastric bypass, and so I'm going to do that. But first I wanted to tell you my most exciting news. So I went to the appointment, the postpartum checkup, and I was supposed to have one at 2 weeks, but I missed that appointment, so I did one at 4 weeks instead, which was fine because I have been feeling really awesome. I haven't had any pain. Really, like a couple days after birth, I was feeling really good again. So yeah, so I guess I've just been really lucky that way. So I figured if I went to 4 weeks instead of 2 weeks, it'd be fine. So they checked me out, and what I've been waiting for is my weight, because my last weight was taken on the same scale. I didn't want to get on the Wii Fit and start up my regular weigh-ins again until I knew my real, authentic doctor scale weight as compared to the last doctor scale weight that I had right before birth, so that I know exactly where I ended my pregnancy at and exactly where I'm starting my after pregnancy weigh-in. So the stats what was it, like the day of birth, actually, no, it was the morning before I gave birth, I actually had gotten up to 199 again, pushing 200 pounds, and that was a hard number to see. So anyway, I was 199, and then today I went in 4 weeks postpartum at 178. So that means I've lost, what is that, 21 pounds? Is that right? 21 pounds, I think, and I have like 7 or 8 pounds to go. I don't know, I should have figured that out before I got on here, but I think that's pretty good to only have like a handful of pounds, you know, in the single digits to still get rid of before I'm back at my pre-pregnancy weight. Before I got pregnant, I was 172, I believe, and so yeah, so, and that weight was actually up a few pounds. I can't remember my lowest weight was. I think it was like 168 or something like that was my lowest weight, but right before I got pregnant, I was 172. Then I lost some weight in the very beginning of my pregnancy, got down to 165. But I don't count that. I count my pre-pregnancy weight as 172. So anyway, I'm 178 right now. So yeah, that's like 6 pounds. 6 pounds to go and I'm back to normal, which is crazy. I couldn't have asked for anything more. Actually, that is ideal as far as I'm concerned. So back to the Q&A, all the questions. The first question I have here says, does the baby get all the nutrients he needs even though you had the gastric bypass? And the answer to that for me was yes. My baby came out extremely healthy. He had no issues whatsoever. He was big. He weighed 7 pounds 15 ounces when he was born, and he was born 2 weeks early, so he actually would have been quite a big baby if I would have carried him another 2 weeks. The doctor that I was seeing originally, she did have me on a lot higher doses of vitamins than I would normally take just because I've had gastric bypass. She put me on extra folic acid, so I took an extra 800 milligrams of that on top of my prenatal, which had some folic acid in it. I took extra vitamin D, extra B12. I mean, everything was like bumped up a little bit extra just to make sure that I was absorbing enough. But he was perfectly healthy, and I've had no issues with any of my nutrition. As far as calories go, the weird thing happens when you're pregnant. Your body seems to like know that you need to be able to take in more calories, and even though you have a small stomach pouch, like you can eat a little bit more. I don't know what that's about, because it freaked me out because I knew I was eating more. And then as soon as he was born, it's like my little pouch totally bounced back, and now I'm back to the same restriction that I had before, and I'm back to eating my tiny little meals again, and I'm not hungry. I was like ravenously hungry when I was pregnant, and so I was snacking and grazing like all the time, which was how it's a good thing. I mean, that's how you're supposed to eat to support a growing baby. So, but yeah, it's weird. I don't have the hunger anymore, and I eat like I did before I got pregnant, and I think that's part of the reason why the weight's coming back off really fast again. Besides breastfeeding, that takes a lot of calories out of you. And that brings me to the next question. Can you breastfeed after gastric bypass? The answer is yes. At least for me, I can. However, my son is like super hungry all the time, and it seems like I produce quite a bit of milk, but like maybe it's not heavy enough or dense enough for him, because he's still hungry after he goes through like both sides. So I usually I've been supplementing with formula for him, because he just doesn't seem to be getting enough, and I'm nursing him like every 2 to 3 hours. So I'll always offer him breast milk first, and then once he's done, if he's still hungry, then I give him some formula on top of it, which he almost always is. So I'm not really sure what that's about. I don't know if it's related to the gastric bypass. I have heard of several other people who said they had issues with breastfeeding after they had their surgery, so I don't know if it's related or not. My doctor said the same thing, that I'm not the first person she's heard of that had, some minor issues with breastfeeding or quantity of breast milk after gastric bypass. So it could be something, but I'm not really sure. But can you breastfeed? Yes, you can. It's just up to you. I don't know. I think everyone's individual in the amount of milk that they make. They say just to drink a ton of water, lots of liquid will help you produce lots of milk, and to take lots of calcium. How much weight did you gain? I gained 28 pounds this pregnancy, and to me it sounded like a ton of weight until I look back on my first pregnancy where I gained 70, and so that's a huge difference. So out of the 28 pounds, I've lost 21 pounds, so that leaves me 7 pounds to lose. I don't know, my calculations are off by a pound somewhere, I think, but roughly that's what I'm looking at, and I am happy with that. So even at like the 7 pounds I still need to lose, I'm already back into my pre-pregnancy size clothes. They fit a little bit differently because it's like my stomach skin. My hanging skin on my stomach had started to shrink back after I lost all the weight, and then I got pregnant and it stretched back out again. So I have like the soft jiggly stomach that I had post-op after losing weight again. So it's like not as pretty as it was, and it sort of, my clothes fit a little different, my jeans fit a little different. I kind of have a little more muffin top over my jeans than I had before, but I can wear the sizes. So, and I still have 7 pounds roughly to lose. So anyway, excess skin and stretch marks, do you have any? I kind of just answered that question, that yeah, my skin kind of stretched back out again, and I'm hoping it will shrink back. And as far as stretch marks go, I didn't get any new stretch marks with the pregnancy, so I guess that means my stomach never got any bigger than it was when I was fat, because I still just have the really like shimmery, like, old stretch marks that have they're not red anymore. They're just really, I don't know, you can see them but barely. So that's it. I didn't get any new stretch marks, but I did definitely stretch out my skin. It's hanging again. Is this your first baby? No, I don't talk about him a lot, but he's been in a couple of my videos. I do have an 11-year-old son, and he was from a previous relationship, and so it's been a very long time since I've done the baby thing, so I feel like it's my first baby, but he's not. Okay, the next question is, how far post-op were you when you got pregnant? I was 18 months post-op, I believe it is. And when I gave birth, I was almost exactly 2 years post-op. 18. No, that's wrong. I don't know. I'd have to go back and count that. I had my surgery on April 3rd of 2009. I got pregnant in June of 2000. Was it 11? 2010. Yeah, June of 2010. And then I had him in March of 2011. So you can calculate those dates. So according to my doctor, I was in the ideal time frame to have a baby, to be able to take in enough nutrition. Everything was great. And it did. My pregnancy went great. What kind of birth control do you use? I was on the birth control pill. I was on like some generic pill. I don't know if that made a difference, but it didn't really work very well because I got pregnant while on the pill. But on the flip side of that, my doctor told me that gastric bypass patients need to be careful taking oral birth control medications because you may not absorb all of the medicine. And that's true with any kind of medicine you're taking. If you take it orally, because of the way that we absorb things, you may not absorb it all. So it may not be as effective as it could be. So that's something to think about. If you have issues with absorbing your vitamins, you probably have issues absorbing birth control pills. Enough said there. Can you eat enough while pregnant? Yes, you absolutely can. You need to graze. You need to eat little meals throughout the day. Uh-oh, my baby's awake.
Someone wants to eat.
Oh, I don't think you're even on the camera. Okay, I have to go feed the baby, so here he is. Say hi. Okay. Bye, everybody.